Okay, last but not least, we have our last segment, our last panel, a one-on-one conversation that Dr. Johanna Schmidtke is going to lead with Mr. Joseph Ryan, who is the CEO of ConXtech. And when Johanna was telling me about this technology for infrastructure and buildings, I was very impressed by it. And I think she is also, because they invested in ConXtech. And I'm looking forward to hearing this conversation. And I'd like to bring on Johanna, who will bring on Joe Ryan.
Thank you.
All right, well, first, thanks to AMEI for the opportunity to have the one-on-one this afternoon and for the chance to be here today. And thank you to all of you for making it this far through the day. So glad to see some faces out there. We'll hope to wake you up. Don't worry, we're not going to bore you with steel construction, because it's actually the most exciting steel construction I've seen, and Joe as well. We've enjoyed a great day talking about the innovation in the region, in healthcare, in additive manufacturing, in a whole host of areas. But obviously, it's still known as Steel City to some, and from that standpoint, it's a great pleasure to have Joe here today. He's the CEO of a company called ConXtech, and ConXtech has a set of proprietary connections that enable a faster, more reliable, and efficient construction in the field in a green cradle-to-cradle, green certified cradle-to-cradle steel chassis system. Aramco invested in ConXtech in 2015, and I've had the chance to work with them both here domestically and in getting them implemented in Saudi Arabia since that time. So Joe, thank you for being here, and could you share a brief introduction on ConXtech and how you've come to know it?
Absolutely, thank you. Thanks. The conference has been great so far. It's been very interesting. So ConXtech is a steel framing system utilizing existing columns and beams. So it's not a custom, it's a standardized program using that can be customized to fit any building need. And it's 2 to 5 times faster for manufacturing, as well as the erection time for versus conventional. What we do is it's from, as Johanna was saying, it brings a technology to an industry that's really not so fun and exciting, and it seems that it hasn't changed since the welding. What we've done is changed it and brought the manufacturing environment to that, as well as technology. We do BIM modeling to the high level of, early on in the process that we manufacture from, as well as we bring all of the welding into the field that's that typically is done in the field, and bring that to the factory. So we truncate down the manufacturing times. The erection time is, as you said, 2 to 5 times faster, and it also improves the design process. There's a lot of the industries that it's really applicable to, as we said, is gas and oil, healthcare, higher education, commercial, industrial. But what we're seeing is speed to market is a big deal. Data centers, technology facilities, labs. But what we do is we have our proprietary lower and lock system that is a bolted system at the field. We make the joke, it's like Legos and the erector set for adults. But it brings, in the U.S. where labor is expensive, it makes sense, but also where in areas that are developing and speed to market is important, we can make the case that it's a big deal for having that time frame being reduced and increased quality and safety as well.
Fantastic. And I think we have a brief video, right, that you prepared?
Yeah, and this is an example of an industrial program for a piping rack system that we did in Canada. This was our introduction into the industrial market.
And just for reference, how long would it typically take to erect a system like the one we're going to see?
Would be about a week. It's a week working standard hours. This was working in Canada where, very harsh conditions, cold. They got at an 8-hour day, there would be between 2 and 4 hours of production. So it really made sense that our system that was pre-engineered, defined, and planned out, down to the piece, would help improve their process and delivery times.
Great. Can we get the video?
Apologize for the music. So in the industrial world and the commercial markets, we don't have to use staging. We don't have to use ladders or temporary stairs. It's permanent stairs and permanent components installed right away. Same thing in the commercial as well. The stairways are put in right away, elevator shafts, roof screening, and as you can see, we're much safer because all of it's done by booms and in the buckets. You don't have steelworkers walking on the beams, potentially injuring themselves or falling or dropping material. And what you don't get is it's not customized. Every steel structure is customized, and they're re-engineering with repeat systems in commercial and industrial and the other industries and manufacturing internally. We get a lot of savings in the engineering, savings in the manufacturing, and that's transferred out to the client. So you can see, this is roughly a few hours and 100% complete with something that would have taken almost a week in traditional steel erection and the manufacturing at the field.
So one thing that I found fascinating when we looked at this for Aramco and also in other industrial applications, if you look at the scaffolding alone, how much is that typically in an industrial application?
Yeah, with the general conditions in any construction industry, it's typically in the millions. Millions of dollars are spent in scaffolding and staging and safety and the railings and what have you. And we don't need that. As we're building and constructing, it eliminates the use for that. So the general conditions for the project goes down. The schedule is truncated, which has general conditions implications. So we're really a holistic look at that, even during the design process. If you're doing a building, we do work for Kaiser, big healthcare area. That's one of our largest clients. We do all their MOBs, and all their steel framing is all the same. Even the building perimeter looks different. Everything is the same internally, and they're standardizing on room sizes and having prefabricated rooms, ORs, what have you. So it's really about standardizing, but it is still customizable. All the look and the perimeter can look different, but what you're seeing is a reduction of time, a reduction of waste, and you're actually seeing an improved quality product at the end of the day. And our use of technology, BIM modeling, 3D modeling, and others, it's really brings the whole package to completion.
Fantastic. So it's a great story for California, where you've started out for the past 10 years or so in high zone, high cost of labor. Can you tell us a little about how that translates to the Middle East, where you've got a different framework to work in the construction industry, and some of your progress there?
Yeah, as you heard earlier, there's a 2030 program, which is a change in culture. What they're trying to do is create interesting jobs similar to this, that people are safe, they can do. It's not old, dirty type of work. It's a new, like a new age type of steel development. So it's being very well accepted and adapted. Right now we have one fabricator in KSA, and we have 3 behind it that we're going to be ramping up in the next 18 months. Right now we have 15 projects defined in the region, from industrial to commercial to healthcare. So it's been very well received. Even though the labor is cheaper, they're still seeing that the speed to market, the quality, and as the expat cost goes up, because every year it's going up roughly 20 to 25%, it even makes more sense. It's going to get to the tipping point of the United States, where labor is very expensive. So it's being very well adopted in KSA, and we have a tremendous amount of work ahead of us.
Great. And as you look at the expansion into the MENA region, or even here on the East Coast, where you've done, you're starting to expand the business at the moment, can you talk a bit about what you need in terms of growth and what kind of partnerships are truly valuable, what you can bring?
Yeah, a lot of companies think I think we're getting out of that mindset that you have to start and go build your buildings and expand and how you partner. But what we do is we actually manufacture the products that makes it, as well as we're a fabricator, a steel fabricator. And what we're doing is partnering with what we call certified fabricators, other fabricators that want to manufacture our product. We train them, we supply them with the material to do the fabrication, and we monitor help them with their engineering, help them with the marketing, and so we become a fulfillment group. Instead of fulfilling on the steel, we're fulfilling on getting other certified fabricators up to do what we do and replicate what we do, as well as certified erectors. So what we're doing is partnering with groups that get the value proposition, have similar lean cultures and manufacturing methodologies that we have, and applying that to their book of work or their region that they work in. It's helping us with our adoption much faster. It's been, we changed this model probably about 18 months ago, and it's been a faster adoption, better quality for us, because now we have an ecosystem that gives us information and feedback on our product and what we do, and we're learning as we go. So it's been pretty amazing.
Fantastic. Well, I know the folks at Aramco are very excited about it. We brought a team out to watch them put up a building in California, and a full floor of a medical office building going in about 25 minutes. I had to literally pull the senior engineer from Aramco off of the site because we had to go. But just any final thoughts on the applicability and where you see the greatest growth, be it in healthcare or data center or industrial? What are you the most excited about?
Yeah, I mean, we're really excited about the Middle East. I mean, we are. We have a massive push in the U.S., but we also have an equally large push, if not bigger, in the GCC and MEA. So we're looking at the markets that we accelerate at, which are industrial, healthcare, education, high density residential, hospitality, are the things that are developing in that region. And as you heard, which I was even happier to hear, the confirmation today, it's really happening, and where we see that's our biggest area for growth right now. And also, the culture is changing to where they want to have the engineers that want to work in that area. The people are educated, in that country, but also, in the U.S. and Europe, and they want that higher quality job, and they want to stay where they grew up. So we're seeing a pretty good adoption, and we're excited about where it's going.
Well, thank you so much, Joe, for having the audacity to come to Steel City and talk about steel. But I hope it's entertained you for the latter half of the day, and thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.